Hey, what's going on, everybody? You're tuned in to the Everything with Millennials podcast. This is, of course, the podcast where millennials talk about whatever they want. I'm Anthony Element, and I'm joined by my co-host, as always, Mick Martin. How's it going, Mick?
We have begun.
That we have. How you doing today?
I'm doing deliciously. How are you?
Oh, awesome, man. Saw that Shang-Chi movie, and it's a long weekend, so can't complain, you know?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you liked it, eh? With all them rings. Does he shoot rings out of his hands? Is that what he does?
I don't even want to spoil it. It's so good. Like, oh,
really,
man.
Eh?
Yeah. I saw on like TikTok, like afterwards, like it just started popping all the stuff up about Shang-Chi. It's like it knows I saw it, and so like, oh, it's just so good. I don't even want to ruin anything. Like, it's so good. If you're following me on Twitter, tiny spoiler, but not in the context. But I was so happy. It was so good. So you totally got to see it, and I saw it in like 4DX, right? So that's nuts. Where like the seats move and like there's extra wind and lights and stuff. Have you been to one of those?
Yes, I have, and I would also like to see it in 4DX. I think that would be highly amusing,
especially at the end. You know, the big battle, right? They get the lights, the extra. Like, I thought I was gonna be thrown out of my chair. I'm like, this is awesome. It's so good.
Yeah, they make it into a little ride, which is what a lot of these movies try to be, anyway. So.
Yeah, no, it's a really good way, I think, of getting people back in seats. Like, I don't know, I loved it. It was a cool experience and a really good movie. So like, I can only imagine seeing like an earthquake movie like San Andreas or something in that, and you're just like the whole time. Oh, it'd be so good.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so hopefully I do get to go see it in 4DX. Maybe tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, and they did like
actually probably not tonight, but tomorrow maybe.
Yeah, they showed the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer in that, and that was awesome too, because it was all in 4DX. So you're just like, it's cool. He's like swinging, and you're like, wee, and you're like, go back and stuff. It's a cool thing, man. I loved it. I fully backed that.
And so they show the trailer in 4DX. That's neat. So when Dr. Octopus comes up, he's like, "Hello, Tony."
Hello, Peter.
Yeah. No, does he say your name?
Yeah, it's so customized. He says your name, whoever you are.
And whoever you are, he says it. So, hello, Anthony. Yeah.
He's like, hello, hi. Mick. Whoa, I'm in this movie. This is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they scan your face on the way in, and then you're in the movie.
You actually know how to make fusions, sir? Where'd he go?
Yeah. All right, so today we're talking about some dark cartoon theories. I've been researching this all week, and it's pretty crazy. There's so many of them. So I've just picked kind of my favorite ones, and we'll kind of talk about that one.
Tell me the darkest.
Hey, Mick, what's your favorite cartoon, like, growing up?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters? Okay, I don't have any dark theories on Ghostbusters. I was hoping to ruin something from your childhood.
I also enjoyed Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Is there anything from Turtles?
No Ninja Turtles, no Ghostbusters. Those were some of my favorites as well.
I like the Robin Hood cartoon, the Disney one. Where's Robin Hood, Little John walking through the forest, what did I say? No, nothing from that movie.
No, most of these ones I have are Disney, Pixar, kind of stuff like that. I do have like Simpsons and some stuff, but it's
Disney movie.
Huh? Yeah, but I don't have that one.
Okay. I am an enormously big fan of the movie Up.
I have one for Up. Oh, Wall-E. Okay. So I have a Wall-E one. We actually talked about this, but I'm going to say it again because it's kind of crazy.
I liked Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
I liked Shrek.
Oh, yeah.
I like most of these movies. I liked
So let's start with I don't have this on my list, but I did read it when I was researching this. So they said Toy Story 3 is basically it's like the Holocaust. It's like the stuff that happened in there was kind of like Holocausty, and like, you know, when they were going in the end, they kind of
man.
That's what the theory was, but I didn't include that because I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I think that's no.
Yeah,
let's skip it.
Some people on the internet go real dark on this.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, but I picked some of my favorites that were kind of the most interesting. So I'll tell you about the Wall-E one. I actually mentioned this a few episodes back.
Is Toy Story 3 a Spielberg movie? Hold on. No, we can't just skip this
isn't
now.
it? Pixar?
Pixar. No. But I'm asking, did Spielberg produce it? like Steven Spielberg from Jurassic Park and all those
I
movies.
I don't know.
He did Schindler's List. I mean, if they wanted to do some kind of a deep poetic allegory or some kind of I don't know. I think that that's too. I think that calling it a Holocaust like inspired
Yeah.
something is probably too disrespectful
Hmm.
to stand any kind of test. But
Yeah.
I wonder what illusions like they do end up in a prison with a tyrant, and they do end up nearly dying, and they depose the tyrant. So there's, I mean,
Yeah.
like I see where the ammunition for that theory might come from, but
Yeah.
I think
A
if you
lot of them.
deconstruct it just a little bit, you'll see that it's
Yeah.
not really a good one.
Online, sometimes they reach. It's kind of like us when we theorize about Marvel stuff. Sometimes you're a little bit reachy, but yeah.
I don't.
I
I
like
don't know what you're
ones.
talking
So the
about.
ones I have like at least some sort of grounds for like going. Okay, yeah, this could be.
Yeah.
Uh,
What is it? You drunk?
so let's start with the Wally one. You'll probably remember this one. So the theory for the Wally one was so there's in Wally everyone's on the ship, right, and they're on those floating chairs and they're just kind of drinking that slush or whatever all the time. So
Yeah.
the theory is
I
if you're
love
on a
it.
ship
I love
and
slush.
you're feeding people all the time, where you're getting your food from. Of course, you could grow
Uh,
food, but I don't think it would
Berries
grow.
and wheat. You
Yeah,
just put them in a
it
blender.
wouldn't grow enough to sustain people
Some
fast
milk.
enough. So there's people always being born and always people dying. So the theory was the dead people get ground up into food, and all the people who are alive drink the dead in the Wally spaceship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that
I think
one,
you. I, I don't know if you told me about that before or where I know that from, but I've
yeah,
heard that, and I
yeah,
find that gross.
yeah,
I think it's probably true though.
yeah. That one, yeah. So that one's kind of dark, but that one makes you think too. You go, oh yeah, it's like that could
There
be
must be no Canadians on board though, because Canadians are protected from cannibalism by the Wendigo. We can't cannibalize each
by the
other,
Wendigo.
and nobody is allowed to cannibalize us. If you cannibalize a Canadian, somebody born within the boundary, the current political boundary of Canada, you will be attacked by the Wendigo. It's a fact. It's truth. That's how they set the Canadian border originally. It's the Wendigo curse grounds.
Is the Wendigo a
So
Canadian boogeyman?
the boogeyman is an American Wendigo.
Yes, that's a good way to put it. Just like
um,
Americans call French fries freedom fries or whatever.
no, they don't. They did that for like 6 months during George Bush.
USA fries. America
Yeah,
fries. There's no French
fries.
fries.
French fries, and in France, I don't. They call them frites, I think.
Frites.
Oh
Oh yeah.
bonjour,
Yeah. So next one, we
frites.
talked about this the other podcast too. I'm starting with stuff that I've kind of mentioned before, just because it fits in this episode. So remember who I said Winnie the Pooh is a girl,
I don't. I do remember.
and I blew your mind, and you were like, no,
It-
he's not a girl. Yeah. So I just want to throw that in there, but I have a Winnie the Pooh theory. So
That's not a
this one
dark theory.
that's not a dark theory that Winnie the
Not
Pooh's a
dark
girl.
that Winnie the Pooh's a girl. It's just
No, I just that was a
that-
fun fact that from but this got me into this
but
one.
Winnie
So
the Pooh's named after Winnipeg. So Winnie's not always a girl's name because Winnie
but
the
it could
Pooh
be.
is Winnipeg Pooh. So while Winnipeg is a girl's name, Winnipeg's a last name. Winnipeg was named after Mr. Winnipeg from
Yeah, I remember that Canadian
Texas.
commercial. Remember like the Canadian moments where they have like is the son Christopher Robin and the dad, and they go to the zoo, and
What?
they have the bear, and it's like Winnie or something, right? And that's how that. Do you remember those Canadian moments? There's
I do that. Yeah,
those
but where's the
commercials.
dad from? Is he British?
Oh, I don't know. I just remember that commercial, and it was like a Canadian moment. It's just like when they named Canada because it was like the tribe, but he's like Canada. He's like, no, this is the whole nation. That's. I think that was a joke, though, right? Yeah. So that this is the theory in Winnie the Pooh is so everybody knows
Yeah.
that
When
all
your friend's floundering, you could throw him a life jacket. Oh, you
all
could
of
watch him
all of his
flounder.
friends, right? Christopher Robin is like figments of imagination, right?
Mhm.
But everyone, so the theory is that all of the characters from his imagination all suffer from some sort of mental illness. So like
Yeah, they all
Eeyore,
represent.
yeah, have you heard that one?
Yeah, Eeyore's
Yeah,
depressed,
Eeyore's
and
depression.
Pooh
Piglet
is a
is
glutton.
Piglet, yeah. Winnie the Pooh's the glutton. Piglet has anxiety disorder. Owl is dyslexic. Kangaroo has social anxiety disorder. Rabbit has obsessive compulsive disorder. Tigger, of course, has ADHD. And then Christopher Robin himself, schizophrenia. And
Wow.
right,
I
so like
mean,
every one of them has a disorder.
I mean, okay, hold on. You could potentially diagnose them based on some of their character
Yeah,
traits with all those things, but
but
that
it
doesn't mean that they all have them for sure, right?
but
That's
it
like
does line up. But
they
or
exhibit certain tendencies that are like, oh, that's a little bit OCD or that's a little bit like this or that. But you got to remember that OCD is a real ass thing and that people have to like it's not it's not I don't know. Have you ever seen As Good as It Gets?
probably a long time ago.
With Jack Nicholson. Well, he plays an OCD character, and it's a little bit more maybe faithful. I think I could be wrong, but I think it's a little more like he's got some pretty strong tendencies that have serious impact on his life, and I don't think that that's well. Tigger is pretty messed up. Like he's
He's
very
bouncing off the
excitable.
walls.
He's bouncing off the walls. Tigger is bouncing off the walls. Yeah, he reminds me of this guy I know, Dryden. Anyway, um,
Way to call him right out on live.
nobody watches us on Twitch, man. It's Hubert and this other guy, Peta Halal,
It's the guy who's
um,
messaged you on Instagram about
about
some stuff.
Afghanistan. I'll message you back wherever you are. I will message you back eventually.
Shout out to that guy.
Shout out to that guy.
He found Mick.
Yeah. Nobody's supposed to find me. Shit.
That was our
If you
Easter
want to
egg.
sponsor the podcast, find like a shoebox in a shoe store and then stuff a size 9 with money. And then maybe one day, if I buy those fresh shoes, I'll get the money.
Yeah. I'll edit that so it's in the beginning of the episode.
Still pretty much the beginning. We haven't gone
Yeah.
that far in now.
Yeah,
Wow,
no.
shit. Is that 20 minutes? No. 20 minutes in the we've been chatting for 20 minutes, but I think the episode is only like 11 minutes old. Anyway.
Yeah, so
Steinbeck.
next thing. So this is a Simpsons one that I have. So like kind of there's a few of them, but this is one I thought was kind of interesting. So you know how like in the Simpsons like they don't age and stuff like that. So the one theory is that
Yeah.
Homer is in a coma. So there was an episode in 1992 where he went to a coma. So they're theorizing that everything that happened since then has been him in a coma, and that's why no one has aged and kind of all that stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I want
I
to go back and
mean,
watch that episode and just
and
think
maybe
about
the lowering quality of the show just shows that his brain and
is running
body
out of
are
material.
deteriorating. And yeah. I think that's pretty creepy. I like that. That's a creepy. That's a creepy thing.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think
so
that's
now we're
cool.
getting into some like crazier ones that have more detail. So we're gonna talk Snow White. So like right off the bat, Snow White is like a reference to drugs, right? To like cocaine.
Well, I mean,
Like the name itself, Snow
I,
White, right? Like, hey man, you want some Snow
was
White?
it in the 40s or whatever when that came out?
Snow White? I don't remember when that came out.
Well, whenever it came out, I don't know that Snow White was necessarily a reference to drugs at that time. I mean, it may have been a more innocent. Some things were more innocent back in the day, right? No?
Yeah.
Or was
But
it a
like
direct intentional reference to drugs when it came out?
but also they're saying so the dwarves in Snow White are the 7 stages of cocaine addiction. So like each name of them, so you got dopey, sneezy, happy, grumpy, sleepy, like all that. They're all like the stages of cocaine addiction.
Wow. I mean, you know what? I listened to the Pink Floyd Money album, overlaid over Wizard of Oz, and it worked very well. Obviously, it was an
Oh
accident,
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
but it
do you like
works.
start them at the same time and then let them run?
Yeah, I did that when I was in like I don't know, when I was 15 years younger. Let's just say that. Um, and it was dynamite. It was awesome. But I don't know, man. I think that a lot of these things are not intentional. It just happens
Yeah.
to overlay perfectly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Well, I guess that's why they're theories, right? Like, because it's not they weren't intended to that, but people like kind of just put these things together and notice things. So, like
yeah.
another example from continuing with the Snow White thing, they're saying Geppetto, remember from Pinocchio, and Dopey are the same person, right? So
What?
so if you look, this is something I tweeted, and you could see the pictures of them two side by side. So Dopey and Geppetto look the same. So the theory is there were 6 dwarves, and the 7th dwarf was Dopey, and they picked him up thinking that he was a dwarf, and they raised him. But then he wasn't actually a dwarf, and he started growing, and then they kicked him out, and so he became Geppetto, and so in Pinocchio, you see that he makes the Pinocchio doll, and they're saying Dopey was in love with Snow White, so he made this doll to look like what their children would look like. So that's why Pinocchio has resemblance to Snow White. How do you like that one?
I mean, sure, let's go with it. I don't think it's necessary.
I thought that was a really good one.
Highly unnecessary.
It's like people have put these things together.
Connection.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's
like if you look at them, they look.
Made.
So all that makes sense to me. So I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I like it a lot. I think it's interesting to just like
people, because there's so many
throw
Disney
this
movies
stuff together and
they make them overlap like the MCU.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? The movie The Rock really interlays well with the old James Bond, Sean Connery movies, and like there's a very good theory circulating the internet that The Rock, the character that the character that Sean Connery plays is meant to be a continuation of the character that Sean Connery played as James Bond, just with a code name, because James Bond does use
that's good. I like that. See,
different code names and different things.
I just love theorizing about other things in universes in movies.
But he has like the same exact philosophy, the same training, the same everything. Like it's really
but you could also argue that Sean Connery is just Sean Connery and everything.
You could argue that if you were a jerk.
We talked about this before, where like really famous actors just kind of play themselves over and over.
He was a different guy in Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I'll tell you that much.
I haven't seen that one.
You haven't seen that one.
All right, next theory.
Man. All right.
So I got this one's for Cars. You ever seen Cars? You know the movie Cars?
Yeah, dog.
Yeah. So with Owen Wilson. Wow. No, what did he say? He says in that one, he's like, ka-chow, or something like that.
Ka-chow. I don't know.
Yeah, but so the theory is that Cars is set in the future, and the Cars actually overthrew humanity because you don't see any people anymore, right? And so like they all.
So Elon Musk finally won.
Oh yeah, so they're Teslas. They're all Teslas. So when all the cars became like sentient, they realized there was no need for humans, so they killed them all. And even in the movie, there's a car named Ward. He confirmed that the cars, in fact, take on the personality of the last person who drove them. That's in the movie.
The last human who drove them.
Yes. So
all the humans are gone.
Exactly. So the cars overthrew humanity.
I wonder if the writers were like the people who sat down and wrote these movies were like, yeah, that's just, they'll figure this out someday and it'll freak their balls off, like. It's
just like in, like the weird thing is like you've seen like in the Disney ones, how like there's been that thing where they're trying to hide the word sex in the sky and stuff like that. Have you heard about that?
I have seen that shit. That's fucked up.
And then on the cover of like the Little Mermaid, there's like the castle is actually made of like dicks or something, and they used to hide it in her scales and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the big theories out there, but you can actually see it. But who knows if that was intentional? I think it was probably just a guy who was like, "This is my last day. I'm going to draw these everywhere," and they never caught it.
Yeah, the suits definitely wouldn't have allowed it if they could get away with not having it in, right?
Yeah, but there's like so much like content. It's like who's going to inspect every frame to look for a penis?
You know what? I think somebody should.
Oh yeah, for sure. Probably like you don't see that.
Inspect all those frames for cocks, man. You got to make sure.
No, they have AI now. They just run the movie through AI, and all it does is look for dicks. And then a human comes in and says, "A dick or not a dick?" And they have to like swipe. It's like
someday the human race will just get over our like terror of genitalia, and then all these pranks will not be fun anymore.
And they'll just be everywhere, and they'll be normal.
I guess. Did you hear the Nirvana kid is suing Nirvana?
No. Oh yeah, the baby on the front of the cover
Baby
of that
from the front of
album.
the cover. He's calling it child porn.
Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna hold up because it's like a cash grab now because he's actually made like a good kind of living off of that, and he's like only now he's claiming this after he's like made money and he's actually like he's actually remade that cover as an adult, like the same picture and stuff like that. So he's been living it up. He's been like, yeah, I'm the Nirvana kid forever. Now he's like suing. It's like it seems like an odd time, right? If it was a legit case, I think he wouldn't have, like, even if he was disturbed, he wouldn't say anything or try to make money off this and then come out. Like if he just came out and go, yeah, this is bothering me because my whole life, but didn't make money off of it or like promote
Well,
it as heavily as he did. I don't think he has much of a case. It
it
feels
set
like
a
a cash
particular
grab.
life trajectory for him. So yeah, maybe he made a bunch of money off it or was able to celebrate it. But I don't know. Is that where you want to make all your money?
I don't know. I don't know, but that's just what my 2 cents from seeing what he's done over like his life and then just
Just
coming
I
out
really
of
want to
nowhere.
where you want to make all your money from. You'll be in a naked baby.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an engineer. You know what I mean? Tony there, Tony Element. Like you can build, you build computers in caves with a box of scraps,
Yeah, I was just thinking that as you were
right?
saying that. Tony Stark built this in a cave with a box of scraps. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
and
I'm
then
not Tony Stark.
he's Anthony Element, so he can build it in a cave with no scraps. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is I don't know. Maybe the kid feels like he got robbed or something.
Yeah, yeah.
For the sake of Nirvana's art, and
Who
maybe he
knows?
just wants a couple of bucks back. But who knows? I mean, maybe I'm also fucking wrong. So whatever.
I don't know. I could be wrong too, but it could go either way. But who
Yeah.
knows? All right, next theory. Lion King. You ready to get ruined for Lion King?
No, you're
All
not going to
right. So,
ruin me on Lion
so,
King.
so in Lion King, so I got a few things. So the first thing is,
Lion King is
uh,
already. It's a Shakespeare. It's a story
yeah.
from Shakespeare. It's
So the theory in
Macbeth, I think.
Lion King is like
Yeah, it's
so in
Macbeth.
it's not even a theory. This is just kind of how it works for lions. So basically in a standard lion pride, there's one male lion who sleeps with all the female lions. So Simba and Nala may have different moms, but they both call Mufasa dad, making them half siblings. So this explains why Scar is so determined to take down Mufasa, because basically the loser younger brother who isn't getting any. And it means that when Simba takes his rightful place as King of Pride Rock, he isn't just shacking up with Nala, he's shacking up with all the lady lions, except for his mom, hopefully. So
I don't
basically,
like that.
that's just how it is in nature. That's
I
not even
don't like it though, and I wish you hadn't have said it.
yeah. So can you feel the love tonight is kind of weird now, even weirder than it already was.
Look, no, I think that no. Hmm. I don't exactly know how all
There's
this
no
stuff
rebuttal to that.
works.
That's how nature works.
No, nature's weirder than this. I don't know. Lions are all like that, then they're all like
Yeah, that's how it works in the Lion Kingdom. I had to watch like a National Geographic
no,
thing.
I don't think so.
You can Google it, or you can Bing it, or you can Yahoo
Nala and
search it.
Simba, okay, for Nala and Simba were not meant to be portrayed as related. Let's
Yeah,
let's
that's
say
how
it
they're
that way.
not portrayed, right? But
They're
that's
they're
just
not
how it
portrayed as
works
related.
in the
But
animal
hold
kingdom.
no, not always. There's other animal scenarios that doesn't always happen. Tigers sometimes have sex with lions. Then they produce ligers, right? Didn't that happen in the wild? A liger came out
I don't
in
think
the
so, Pedro.
liger. I think so. I think so.
Napoleon.
That
It's pretty much
had
my
mad
favorite
skills.
animal.
Liger. I'm pretty sure ligers are real. Um,
As
yeah,
portrayed in
Napoleon.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I don't know how they portray. I can't remember how they portrayed them specifically in Napoleon Dynamite, but pretty sure,
All right, so
pretty
I
sure
got another
ligers
one.
is
This is
real.
another one I have for a Lion King. So do you remember the scene after he died? Like after Mufasa died,
I remember it well. It haunts my
so you
dreams.
see Scar living it up, right? Like he's eating all the animals and all that kind of stuff, and he's holding the skull, right? Because that's like a kind of Shakespearean where he's holding the skull. Do you
I
remember that scene?
recall him sitting in the dark, but yes, he was holding that skull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a scene where he like living it up and he's killing all the animals, whatever. But he's eating and he's like picking his teeth with like whatever bones, and he's like, Oh, I'm done eating all the animals. But he's holding up a lion's skull. That's a lion's skull that he's holding up. So the theory is that Scar ate Mufasa.
Um, maybe he did.
Yeah. It's just because he's like eating all the animal bones and then he's holding up like a lion skull. So like
Maybe he did, man.
he totally ate him. He ate him for sure. Um, talking about killing. So the next theory is Bambi's mom was actually
What?
killed by Gaston. So like like Bambi. So at the beginning of what? Okay,
Oh, that's good.
yeah.
I
So
like
so
that one.
in Beauty and the Beast, wow. So I got more. I got
Wow.
more evidence. So in Beauty and the Beast, Gaston proclaims himself a master huntsman. And then at the beginning of the movie of Beauty and the Beast, where you see Gaston, you can actually look in the background and you can actually see a very familiar looking doe as he's hunting.
Damn.
Wow, I
Damn.
don't think you would like that one as much as
Damn. I bet you
some.
100% Gaston shot Bambi's mom and would have shot Bambi for sure and would have shot every animal in that forest.
Yeah, so
He
it's
went
like
after the beast.
it's like the Disney cinematic universe, DCU, or it's like it's connected and it's like the Easter eggs are all in the background.
Yeah, that is savage. I bet you. I bet you.
If you like
Hey,
that
who do
one,
you think could win in a fight, Shmi or Friar Tuck?
who's Shmi
From Hook,
from Hook?
from Peter
I don't remember.
Pan. Peter Pan was stop me, Shmi, 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 stop me, Shmi.
I don't
Remember
remember.
Shmi's his little assistant? Oh, whatever. All right, go on. What were you gonna say? If I
Oh,
like that one, I'm gonna love
so
this one.
speaking of murders, so so in the Little Mermaid, Ariel's mom. The theory is Captain Hook murdered Ariel's mom. So if you look closely, you can see a mermaid who looks suspiciously like
Oh,
Ariel. And since we all know like Ariel's mother died in the hands of like a pirate, it only seems logical that it was Captain Hook.
yes, and there were mermaids in the Peter Pan movie as well, and Peter
Yeah,
hung
and
out
that's
with
the one
them.
that suspiciously looks like Ariel, right? So like it could have been like her mom. So that's how Ariel's mom was
Yeah.
murdered.
I bet you. I bet you that's exactly what happened. I bet you that's exactly what happened. I bet you Peter went back to land and became that Prince Charming guy too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's also theories like that, like how like Disney, it seems like it's almost a connected universe. Like there's lots of Disney or Pixar movies where there's a Pixar theory where all the movies are connected and they're all in some sort of like timeline and they exist in the same universe.
So
So like
Shrek exists in the same universe as Up and Wally?
yeah, yeah. So it's like in the future or in the past. So there's another one where Monsters Inc. Do you know
No.
the little girl Boo?
No.
So here's the theory. So Boo is this little girl in Monsters Inc. She like hangs out with like the two monsters,
No.
and so the theory is Boo is the witch in Brave. Have you seen Brave?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know
So it's
two
like
monsters.
after like Sully walked out on Boo, like she's like devastated to find her way back to them, right? So basically she already has knowledge of like the workings of magical doors, right? So who's to say she didn't stumble upon a door to Brave in her search for Sully? So the witch in Brave is like this old lady, and if you look at them, they kind of look the same too.
Mhm. There's a comic book called Fables. It's a long comic book series that actually interwoves a lot of these fables. So, like for example, Aladdin puts a bunch of flying carpets together and creates like a flying ship, I think, and goes on like an Islamic crusade and like there's all these different kinds of interesting things that comic book puts together. So you should watch or you should read it, I
Oh
guess, if
yeah,
you like this stuff. Yeah.
who's that made by?
Fables. I can't remember the author. One second. I'm just gonna make sure that I got it here. Um,
So it's
um,
all of like
Aesop. No, wait. Yeah, it's like So in that comic book, for example, Prince Charming hooked up with Snow White,
Oh
Cinderella, like
man.
he had like wives in different towns kind of thing.
Oh, he just went around.
Yeah, the guy's name is Bill Willingham. I don't know anything much about him, but
That's an interesting
yeah,
one.
he wrote Fables, and Fables is real good. Yeah.
All right, and so here's another one. So this is one. Here's another Beauty of the Beast, Beauty and the Beast one. So, uh, oh, this I no, yeah, no, this is the one I tweeted. So Chip is the illegitimate child of the Beast. You know, like the cup. So
Mm,
Lumiere tells Belle that their curse has been going on for 10 years when she arrives, but Chip is definitely younger than that. So that means Chip is not Mrs. Potts' son, right? So then whose son is he? It's like a so prior to like
mm,
being turned into beast, the prince probably got lucky with some village girl like right before the curse, or Belle wasn't the first woman beast tried to force himself on to attempt to break the curse. So this poor human might have given birth to a talking teacup before dying of unnatural causes.
Mother of God. That's
I thought that was good.
vicious.
I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen the SNL sketch where the Beauty's like, oh, I can't, where Beast is like, I can't wait until your transformation. He says it to Belle. Belle's like, my transformation? He's like, yeah, you're a beast. She's like, you think I'm the beast? He's like, yeah, look at me, I'm beautiful.
Oh
He's
man,
like,
that's hilarious.
I got these claws. Like, look at me, I'm awesome. It's
I
just
got asked to
like,
join the X-Men.
yeah, yeah, I'm the best. I can't wait till you get a big ass. She's like, what? He's like, that's what I think is beautiful.
That's
Anyway,
funny.
yeah, it's a good ass sketch, man.
So
It's real
that's
funny.
all. That's the ones that I found that were like the most like intriguing. There was so many, but like those are the kind of my top ones there. Do you know any other ones that like you've heard possibly?
There like dark theories
Yeah,
regarding
on like cartoons or anything.
cartoons and comic characters and stuff like that. Uh, I don't know. Not really. I mean, the stuff that you've listed here is disgusting. I don't
Okay,
have
so yeah, there's
I don't
tons
have
here.
like stuff on par with that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So I have another one that Peter Pan was the angel of death. So you know how
What?
like so you know how like he takes the kids into like Neverland and they never get old or whatever. So like the theory is like when if a kid ever wants because there's only ever like six of them at a time. If a kid ever wants to go back, he like kills them because he doesn't want them to grow old or leave or whatever.
hmm That's messed up. I really hope not. I don't think so. Tinkerbell stays young and is a little fairy thing.
Yeah, but like it's the Lost Boys, all the that he pulls in or whatever.
Well, I don't think so because Robin Williams played Peter Pan, and he was not the Angel of Death, man. He was a good dude. So shut up with that one. Next theory.
Um, you ever watch Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, watch the
So
hell out of it.
there's a theory there that Dr. Claw and Inspector Gadget are the same person. And so that's like the reason why like Penny always gets
Mm,
away or never gets hurt because he is like kind of like two people, but he's like suffering from this thing and he's playing both roles.
man, no,
He like
I don't
suffered
think
it
so.
because he suffered a terrible accident that forced him to become half man, half robot, right? So like, and in Doctor Claw, all you ever see is his like one arm, right? So he
No,
could be both Doctor Claw and Inspector Gadget. So
no,
He's
no,
Matthew
no,
Broderick and the other guy.
no,
You ever see the
baby.
live action version
No, I never did.
of
Good.
well,
Was it
I don't
terrifying?
remember. I saw it like a long time ago when I was a kid, right? So
Wampa dumpa dum bum 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 ba dum ba da dum bum ba.
let's see. I'm just seeing what else we got here. Andy's mom is a toy abandoner. Uh,
Andy's mom
yeah. I was gonna tell you
got
about
it
Up.
going on.
So you said you like Up, right? So here's the theory from Up. So
Oh
Carl,
no.
Carl was dead from the start of the film. So like while the opening of the movie of Up couldn't be any sadder, like the whole movie gets another meaning when you realize that he's been dead since the moment he received the call that he'll be moving into a retirement home.
I don't like it.
He's been dead the whole
Makes
time.
me sad.
Let's see, what else we got. Like I just have a huge list here, but I just kind of picked the. Oh my god! So Frozen and The Shining are the same movie. The main character. It's not the same universe. Same movie.
They
So the main
are not.
character is in danger of family members whose volatility increases after a long isolation inside a giant, ornate, high-ceiling building in a cold, desperate landscape.
Yeah, I mean, they have similarities, I'm sure, but they are not the same movie. Ask anybody who's watched the two movies; they come away with totally different feelings, my friend.
Yeah. Let's see. What else we got?
Total indifference on the face of Winnie the Pooh
Aladdin
as
takes
he
place in
eats
a
his piglet friend.
post-apocalypse.
Aladdin does?
Yeah. So it says Genie's been in the bottle for about 10,000 years, and yet he knows all sorts of current pop culture references. How could
Oh
he know?
shit!
It's like how could he know unless that our world became before his?
Yeah, that's true. There's no identifiable religious themes.
Yeah.
We don't exactly know what period Aladdin is supposed to take place in, right?
Yeah.
But it's an Arabian story, though, so I don't know.
You ever watch SpongeBob SquarePants?
Sure.
I haven't really watched SpongeBob SquarePants, but they have like what's the guy? He has like the Krabby Patty shop. He sells like the burgers or whatever, and he's like married to a whale, right?
Yeah.
So I think the theory is that he's only married to the whale because like he makes the burgers out of like whales or whatever. So he's married to her until she dies, and then he can turn her into Krabby Patties.
Wow, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, though I'd say that's probably true.
Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, there's so many. Let's see, Peter Pan. What else we got? Oh, yeah. Here's more.
What else you got?
Toy Story 3 is the Holocaust. Oh, Wile Coyote is in hell.
Oh,
Because he keeps doing it over and over, and he can't catch the Roadrunner.
Yeah, no matter how smart he is, no matter how dumb.
It's Mr. Krabs' plans to use his daughter for Krabby Patties. It was not his wife, his daughter.
Well, that's savage and vicious.
It makes it even worse. Yeah, so someone pointed out on Reddit, when a whale dies, its carcass can fuel an entire ecosystem for a very long time. So that's why the theory is that he'll...
How long is very long? The veil is mine!
And then also another one, the Smurfs are anti-Semitic racists. What is this one?
What? Why? No, they're not.
He claims that Papa Smurf is a dictator, while the villain Gargamel is an embodiment of Jewish stereotypes. But this is not his most convincing example. Comes across from the very first Smurfs comic strip. I think that's reaching a bit.
I hope not.
Well, he does look kind of Jewish, Gargamel.
All right, let's move on. Next one.
I'm just reading different ones here. Let's see. Elsa and Rapunzel are sisters. Except for the obvious physical similarities between these two, the lack of between Elsa and Anna, Elsa and Rapunzel are the only two princesses with magical powers. Oh, it's because they have powers.
Are you sure they're the only two Disney princesses with magical powers? Are you 100%?
No. Who else has got powers? You know? I don't think Jasmine had no powers unless you count a tiger. Or
Jasmine was able to use, as a human being, basically command a tiger, an animal tiger, you know?
Yeah. I guess.
What about
she's like Dr. Doolittle?
What about Tinkerbell? Tinkerbell got
powers. That's not a princess.
What? Street princess. She's a street
Oh man.
princess.
So here's
No?
another one. Oh, sorry. I'm just like reading these ones here. Street princess, I guess. But I don't call it because no, that's not one of the ones you think of when you think of Disney princess, right?
Apparently, it's one that I think of because I thought of it. So,
Ah.
yeah.
Here's a good one. Alice is, from Alice in Wonderland. Alice is tripping out. It's like,
Yeah, of course.
you could. It's like the whole time she was on a cocktail of substances and went to a long drug-related rabbit hole.
Yeah. That was. There's been like
that
whole
one.
bands
Yeah.
dedicated to that like premise. Like, what's that? One pill makes you larger, and the other one makes you small.
I don't know.
Who's that? What's that band? They're called Flight. Something Flight. No.
Oh, Flight of the Conchords?
No. God damn it.
I don't know what you're talking. That's the only band I know that has the word flight in it.
Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
So
White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. Thank you. There we go.
Oh, there was no flight in that. Yeah,
You're
airplane.
right. But they did have airplane. That's true. Yeah.
So how about the parents from Frozen? So the theory is the parents from Frozen died on a deserted island. It was on this island where they made their own treehouse and had a baby boy. It was on this island where they were mercilessly slaughtered by a jaguar from Tarzan.
Why not a jungle bear from Mowgli from Jungle Book?
Oh my God.
What?
Yes, there's a good one. Hercules skinned Scar. So if you see in the movie, there's actually. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Hercules just went and wasted him out of nowhere. He went down. No, but I think that movie takes place in African plains, right?
Yeah.
So it's highly unlikely that Hercules would have trunged.
But where most of this
far
comes
south.
from is there's a scene in Hercules where he comes out and he's wearing this like lion's like head, and it looks exactly like Scar.
So he did. So maybe he did, but Scar didn't get run out of town though. Scar got killed, right? Didn't Scar get killed by the by the hyenas?
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, apparently, right? Like it was implied because he fell to his death, right? But he could have.
Yeah. No,
or did he get away? I can't remember.
He's like, no, he lands and he's like, my friends. And then Whoopi Goldberg's like, friends? I thought you said we were the enemy.
Well, maybe he got away and then Hercules got to him.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he did end up getting making, they thought they killed him. They left him for dead. He somehow recovered and moved north and he made it as far as Greece or like ancient Greece, had ports in Turkey. But I mean, it seems highly unlikely Scar would make it past Egypt. So I don't see Hercules going down through Egypt. They have a whole different set of gods. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe. I mean,
maybe he got Madagascar.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
He was in Africa, then he ran over to like some place where they were packing up some animals, and he got stuck in a crate, and then he got shipped over, and then Hercules.
Is there any cool theories about the Rock, about Maui? That's
the Rock?
Okay. You're welcome.
What are you talking about?
The Rock cartoon movie where he was, I think he was Maori.
Moana.
Yeah.
No, I don't think I never saw any. But it's funny. A lot of these ones come from like older Disney movies or older cartoons. Like, I guess people have to marinate on it for a while because I don't see a lot of theories on much newer ones. But you do see some like they had Frozen and stuff like that were newer. You gotta let
Rock should fight Hercules and whip his ass. Oh wait, he played Hercules in a movie, I think. Never mind.
You gotta let people marinate on this stuff. It's like when you go in between episodes of like What If or Loki. People marinate for a bit.
I think the WWE made a mistake calling that one guy Hercules. It should have been like Johnny Hercules. Anyway, okay. So what's our next theory? Let's go to a theory of Batman. Does Batman have any theories? where because Batman had a cartoon and he almost hooked up with Wonder Woman.
Well, so what they're doing now is like we don't need to because they're basically doing all these things for us where they're connecting universes. Like we got Michael
Oh yeah,
Keaton
that's
now and
true.
like
Yeah,
Flashpoint. So
yeah.
like you don't even have to theorize that they're in
So
the
is
same
that actually
universe.
coming out? Is that a real thing that's
Yeah.
happening? Michael Keaton is going to be in a movie called Flashpoint.
Yes.
With who? The guy from the Justice League movie?
So it's Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller.
You got Michael Keaton. He's returning as
Michael
Batman.
Keaton.
And Ben Affleck. You get 2 Batmans in one movie. That's crazy.
No Val Kilmer?
No Val Kilmer. But maybe they'll throw in Easter eggs. You know how like they like to do that stuff. There was a
no
scene
Val Kilmer, no Peyton.
in like the CW's, like they did like the Arrowverse. They had a scene where it's like Batman. They called it like the '89 universe, and it's like Bruce Wayne marries Selena Kyle, and they do lots of little things like that.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool actually. And then maybe they have Huntress, Helena.
Yeah, you can have anything.
Huntress is the most attractive drawing in all of drawings.
I don't even know what she looks like in that one because I've seen her in like a bunch of different stuff, even like the
Well,
live
the
action.
Bruce Timm version of her, I think, is I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's go on.
We want to talk about we now it's open. Let's do whatever you want.
Now it's open. Okay.
Let's really everything with millennials it. Let's go on for a little bit, and then we can cut it short this week.
Okay.
I know the last couple weeks we've been really going
long, and I haven't seen Shang-Chi yet. Have you? Oh, did you wrap up Rebel or the Star Wars cartoon there? Did you finish watching it? The newest one. Yeah, it's on the Disney Plus cartoon, dude.
No, I don't think I've watched any Star Wars cartoon. I haven't started that. Like I've heard really good things about that one. Yeah,
I like that show. You should watch it. Yeah, Bad Batch is real good.
What I have been watching lately is the Harley Quinn animated TV show.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that is so good.
Dynamite.
I honestly I was expecting like Batman animated series, that kind of deal, but it was more insane because they're dropping F-bombs left and right, like crazy jokes. It's so good.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Man. And what's his name? Who's the guy in it? Toombs or something like that? The actor who plays the Clayface.
Oh, it's Alan Tudyk.
Alan Tudyk, yeah, that guy's
so good.
Awesome. He's
awesome, a great actor.
Yeah, he's a great actor, and he's got charisma for days. And what they do with Clayface in that show is dynamite.
I love what they did with all their characters. Like you had like King Shark. He's like this computer genius, but I love like even like Poison Ivy. Like she's kind of like I don't care, that kind of vibe. She's very Aubrey Plaza and then
I like it.
Frank the plant, and he's I forget the actor, but he's like a hilarious comedian, and he's just the plant. He's Frank the plant. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what they do with Poison Ivy. I like how they make her and Harley hook up sometimes. I like how they
what was it?
I don't necessarily like their portrayal of Batman. I think it's a bit I think they could play it a little straighter. It's funny though. It is funny. Yeah. What the hell is that?
Oh, so it's when people follow us on Twitter and we're live, you can see them. So shout out to Danger is Fear. Thanks for the follow.
Danger is Fear. Word.
Yep. What were we saying?
Okay. Well,
Batman?
We got a follower. Should we get out of here? What?
we got a follower. No, but the show's all about like Harley Quinn. So like I really dig the vibes and stuff. It's like this is one of those cartoons that you can't show like your kids.
Yeah, you definitely can't show your kids. Yeah, no. This is it's a really funny cartoon though, man. I think cartoons were originally created for adults, right? In the 20s or whenever they were. And then eventually sort of transitioned to things for kids. But like Bambi, for example, it's not really for kids.
But then they had like no sound when they were originally created.
The first one.
I don't know.
No sound? Did they? They probably Steamboat Willie.
Steamboat
Willie.
Yeah, with
Mickey.
Was it Steamboat Mickey?
Yeah. Steamboat Mickey or whatever.
1920 whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think it was 1929.
I'm pretty sure it did have a couple sounds. Yeah. I think it had a couple of sounds in it.
Yeah.
Sorry to spoil your day. Do you want to play Halo today? When is the new Halo coming out?
Man, it's like November, and I'm ready for that, man. I got the Series
November?
X.
Ugh.
Yeah, I think it's November. Yeah, November. Yeah, Yeah, I'm totally ready for that. I got it
Sooner.
preloaded.
Hello, it's long
Preloaded on the
weekend.
Xbox. I finally got my hands on a Series X. Like it honestly just I was following them on Twitter. Like I got those notifications. It came up as like I clicked on it in the Microsoft Store. My credit card was already there. Just like hit buy and it just showed up. I'm like, yes, finally got an Xbox.
Wicked.
Yeah, so I'm ready to play it. I can play it on there. Play it on the PC. I'm just ready. Got the game
play some
preloaded.
Anniversary Edition. Awesome. That's awesome.
But right after I bought that one, I saw that they had an Xbox Halo like edition. So it's the Series X, but it's like blue and gold, and it looks like Master Chief's armor bit, and it's got like stars on it. And it was pretty sick. I was like, oh, I should have got that one. But that one's not going to come out until the game comes out. But it's pretty slick looking.
Yeah, slick as shit.
Yeah.
No, it does look slick. It is. It's an impressive thing.
But for like
does it connect to your Tesla? Do you have a
Yeah.
little slot in your Tesla where you can play?
Yeah, you plug it in and where your engine would be and it play. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool if you could
where your
plug in
engine would be.
You could plug in like whatever into the screen and then play like you
It'd
have
be cool
an
if you
Xbox.
could put like a mist with holographic projectors, so it looks like there's a party around your car all the time.
It just looks like you're in Need for Speed and there's like girls
Tupac
leaning up
is
against your
always
car.
like, yeah, exactly, yeah. Like you've got Biggie giving a massage to Tupac, and they're sitting on a little piano
And then
desk
Shania
playing
Twain in the
piano
back.
together. No, she doesn't go in the back. You can't put Shania Twain in the back. Shania Twain's up front in front of everybody. You're ridiculous.
And
All right,
with
we
that
ran
note,
this thing for an hour. Yeah, we're out.
and yeah, with that note, I think we're gonna end this show for this week.
Don't forget to stuff some money into random clothing items or shoes that I might someday buy in Toronto somewhere.
Yep. So everything on the website, everythingwithmillennials.com. Get all the show notes and stuff over there. Like, follow us, subscribe, do all that stuff. I'm Anthony Element, the Essential Element on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. And we got Mick.
I'm Mick Martin. You'll never find me. You can't find me. Stop looking.
All right. We'll see you guys. Peace.
Bye.